Rivian has made over 600 changes to the R1T, re-establishing it as the quickest, most powerful, and most efficient electric truck on the planet. I've narrowed down these changes to my top 5, starting with power. The second generation quad motor R1T has a 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mind-blowing 2.5 seconds. Oh shoot. When companies tout 0 to 60 times, it's important to look at how those numbers were obtained. Usually it's done on a drag strip like this one, which has a prepped surface, meaning glue is sprayed down on the ground to make sure the tires have as much traction as possible. It smells a lot like hairspray, not that I would know. We are giving the Rivian the best possible opportunity to hit that 2.5. These silver blankets are called tire warmers, and they're set to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, and because rubber grips better when it's warm outside, and these keep the tires warm, so when we're on the prepped track surface, there's more grip when we're accelerating. This is my literal first time at a drag strip, so hopefully beginner's luck is on my side. I'm like legitimately nervous. All right, see you in a second. Rivian has completely re-engineered all 4 motors in the side of this thing. I'm like legitimately nervous right now. With a massive 1,025 horsepower and a 0 to 60 of 2.5 seconds.
Foot on the brake, pedal, 2 hands on the wheel, straight, floor it. Now you're ready.
Okay.
So now when I give him the thumbs up, the lights are gonna go orange, then green, and then you launch.
Okay, I'm terrified. Let's do this. Oh. My eyes are like in the back of my skull.
That's okay, you can roll to the end.
That was so wild, dude. Like my eyes were in the back of my head. Trucks should not be that quick.
That is so fast. Zach did not crash. I was nervous for him.
Woo, baby. Ah, oh, my leg, I'm like shaking right now. That was crazy. And like the first gen trucks, they are not slow trucks. I've never been that fast in a truck before.
Well, not many years ago, you had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go anywhere near that.
Oh. My legs were like legitimately shaking. That is so much power. So much power.
Yeah, what was your time?
2.59, right there.
Perfect.
That was crazy. For reference, the Cybertruck has a 0 to 60 of 2.6, also on a prep surface, so it's a fair comparison across the board. When a truck has over 1,000 horsepower, I feel like we have to come up with a new naming scheme, like 1,000 watts is a kilowatt, maybe 1,000 horsepower is a kilohorse. I might need to brainstorm on that one a little bit more. Thing number 2 that I want to mention though is an electrochromatic glass roof on the ceiling of the R1T. Rivian has integrated a PDLC into the glass roof of their vehicles, meaning that it can change color in the sunlight, going from clear to tinted in just a few seconds. That's on, and that's off. With just the press of a single button, the electronically tinted glass roof instantly goes from translucent to opaque. It does have more of a milky vibe, but it does block out the majority of everything. And speaking of buttons, the third thing I've noticed is that there's a brand new software experience coming from the same 2 very large displays. There's a blind spot camera that appears every time I press the blinker. There's 11 different cameras positioned around the exterior of the truck. When combined and added up, have more megapixels than any other vehicle on the market. And all the camera images are displaying in 60 frames a second, which is the frame rate that things should be in. Let's go through some deep water. As well as the additional frame rates are better for reaction time. The sooner you can see something, the sooner you can react to it. And using some crazy NVIDIA processing power, the Rivian Refresh has 10 times the computing power of the original to take all those camera images and radar and process them together for the whole autonomous driving thing. When we come in here to the different driving modes, we can go into sport or snow, and there's like these animations that look hand-drawn or kind of anime style. And anytime you can switch between all of them using those graphics processors in the Unreal Engine. Besides the software experience, there are some changes on the exterior, although they might be subtle at first glance. The light bar that extends between the 2 circular headlights has been modified now to look more crystalline. There's a few more angles, as well as some RGB lighting underneath that can be used to direct traffic during emergency situations. Inside the headlights is a new Matrix-style adaptive drive beam system, where if your brights are on and the vehicle notices another car coming towards you, it won't just turn your brights off, it will pinpoint where that car is and eliminate the LEDs shining at that car so that your brights can stay on everywhere except for where the oncoming traffic is coming from. All the Rivian refreshes are shipping with that hardware installed, but the software update to activate it is coming in a couple months. And the inner matrix of LEDs inside the headlights can also be pointed and turned towards wherever your steering wheel is headed, so you always have light in front of you even if you're not going in a straight line.
I got the vlog motor here, I stole it. This is a drag racing one.
Heck yeah, dude.
And you've got the other one. These puddles are ginormous.
I know, that's sick.
I might have lost the GoPro.
We're having some fun out here. One thing I'm not as excited about is that inside they removed the inner door latches, moving towards a button unlatch style, and I like me some physical hardware. There is still one emergency latch right here, but it's not for the main entry and exit point. And then back here, the emergency latch is underneath this piece of trim. An exterior design change I am thrilled about is the new wheel covers. Not only do they look extremely unique while the arrow is in place, but when it's snapped off, it's still a perfectly presentable, good-looking wheel. And I hope they make a version of these that fit the off-roading tire as well. With how tight the clips are, I'm pretty sure it would handle full send around a drift track. You know what else can handle a full send? Stamps.com. You can take care of shipping and mailing anywhere 24/7 without standing in line at the post office with Stamps.com. All you need is a computer and a printer, and they'll even send you a free scale. Everyone is different, of course, but personally I'd rather spend my time off-roading through massive puddles instead of driving on pavement to the post office every day. And luckily with the Stamps.com mobile app, I can schedule pickups and get up to 89% discount on UPS and USPS shipping rates. And the app automatically shows the cheapest and fastest shipping options from both, making the big boys compete for my business. Stamps.com connects to every online marketplace and shopping cart if you sell things online. And I'm just glad I can put more life into my work-life balance with Stamps.com/JerryRig. Get a 4-week trial, free postage, and free digital scale with no long-term commitments or contracts, just how we like it, at Stamps.com/JerryRig. Now, where was I? Ah yes. Probably the most technical improvement that you can't see from the outside, but the biggest deal for Rivian's future. And that's number 5, a completely redesigned battery pack. Now the battery pack has more capacity with the max range of 420 miles, and it's much easier to service. The electronics inside of the truck have been completely reworked to eliminate over 1.6 miles worth of wiring, which is about 40 pounds worth of copper. A lot of this was accomplished by reducing the total number of electronic control units. The ECUs are like the little computer brains running different areas of the truck. Rivian has gone from 17 ECUs down to just 7. And to further decrease cost in components, instead of needing physical plugs for each harness, the plug housings are molded permanently onto the remaining VCU bodies, which saves Rivian a ton of money, hundreds of dollars for each plug, and is an incredibly smart move. The battery pack also does not need to be removed anymore to service some of the components. It can stay mounted in the vehicles, which saves repair time for both Rivian and the customers if a component does fail. It's not in the shop for as long. Unfortunately though, even with all the battery pack reworking, we are still only have the 2 110 volt plugs, and Rivian does not have 240 volts or the ability to back up a house like the Ford Lightning, Cybertruck, and the Silverado EV all have. Dan, we've done a lot of stuff. I've done off-roading and filming, but I did not do the rally mode. What were your thoughts on that?
For being a pickup truck, it's actually insanely good at rallying. And so it already is one of the most capable off-road trucks. And so just to be here with the professionals do it, I don't know if I'd do it if I owned it, but it is incredibly capable, like on-road and off-road. I love that they showed us what it can do.
Is there such a thing as too much power?
No, you gotta have as much power as you can, as much horsepower. Now, I love range, I love road trips, I love camping inside of my vehicle. And so the R1T is not for me, but the R1S with the bed in the back, with the roof, with the monochromic or whatever it's called, I don't know how to say it, with the translucent roof, I can see the value in that. I'll always give up horsepower and speed 0 to 60 over having more range in my vehicle, because that's just more real world for me and what I use it for. But
that's true.
I do enjoy the power.
A lot of road trips.
Yep.
Either way, fantastic. There's now an efficient heat pump to run the AC and the heating, and about 500 other changes, which I have not mentioned, all done so that Rivian can improve efficiency and manufacturability. The biggest points being that Rivian is out here having the most power, the most torque, and being the quickest than any other electric truck on the planet. And having owned a Rivian for the past 2 years, I can personally vouch for it being an epic vehicle, and it's awesome seeing Rivian working so hard to stay on top of the pack. The owners of the new 2nd generation Rivians are going to be extremely happy indeed. indeed. Rivian has made the best truck even better. My 2-year, 22,000 mile review is gonna come up here in about the next week, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.